Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghu here. In this class, we will discuss about constructor overloading. In our last class, we clearly discussed about what's constructor. Please watch that class and come back here. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's class, first we are going to understand what's constructor overloading means. At the end, with example, we are going to understand what's the use of constructor overloading. Now, the example is here class A. In this class, we have defined an instance variable int p. Hoping that you already know all these basics from our previous classes, what's instance variables, what's constructor means. We defined a constructor here, A of, with the same class name. In this constructor, we are assigning a value 20 to instance variable p. And we defined one more constructor, A of int x. In this constructor, we are assigning the x value to the variable called instance variable called t. So this is what we call it as constructor overloading. How many constructors we have written here? Two constructors. More than one constructor if you have written, that is what we call it as constructor overloading. You can write any number of constructors, but the point you have to understand. So what is the difference you observed from these two constructors? Here in this constructor, it is not going to take any input values. But in this constructor, it is going to take one input value of type integer. So this A of, we call it as constructor signature. A of int x, we call it as constructor signature. These two are having different signatures. Yes, it is allowed. The point you have to understand, in our last class we discussed that. So when constructor is going to be called? Whenever we are defining an object, then constructor is going to be called. Now we are having two different constructors. Which constructor is called when we define object? So in these two constructors, which constructor we are going to be called when we are defining an object? These points we are going to understand. We take a real life example and we are going to understand constructor overloading concept. After understanding the example, at the end we are going to understand the use of constructor overloading. Now take an example. Let's take, before going into the example, we know cube and cuboid. What is the volume of cuboid? Cuboid is having length, width and height. Volume of the cuboid is given as length multiplied by width multiplied by height. The same as cube is having three values, length, width and height. What is the volume of a cube is? Same as a cuboid formula, length multiplied by width multiplied by height. But what is the difference between cube and cuboid? Cube is having equal lengths. All sides, length, width and height are same. But cuboid are different. That is what the difference between cube and cuboid. So why we are explaining means we are defining a class that gives the volume of the cube and cuboid. So how we have written this class cube? What are the values you need for cube? Cube or cuboid? Int length, int width, int height. We need three values. If you are given length, width and height, we can write the method that calculate the volume. So length, width and height. In this we have written three constructors. Cube of, open brackets, close bracket. This is the first constructor. Here length is equal to 10, width is equal to 10, height is equal to 10. Means we are assigning default values to length, width and height. What are the default values we are assigning to length, width and height? 10, 10, 10. Whenever you call this cube of this constructor, what are the values that we are going to assign? 10, 10, 10. Similarly, the next constructor we have written here is a cube of int L, int W, int H. Length is equal to L, width is equal to W, height is equal to H. So the second constructor, whenever you call this second constructor, L value, W value, H value is going to be assigned to length, width and height. So length, width and height are instance variables in this class. Now we have written one more constructor, cube of int L. So L, length is equal to width is equal to height is equal to L. We defined three different types of constructors and we defined a method called volume of. What is the volume of is doing? It is going to identify length multiplied by width multiplied by height and the volume is displayed. So this is our class. Now coming to the next class, class test. In this we are having main methods. Now we need to understand cube. We are defining an object for the above class. Cube OB is equal to new cube of. So what you understand? New cube of. Which constructor it is going to be called? Which one it is going to match? The first one. So it is going to call the first constructor. What are the values it is going to be assigned? 10, 10, 10. So the length value is 10, width value is 10 and height value is 10. So according to the matching, the constructor is going to be called. Now take the second object. We have defined one more object. Cube OB1 is equal to new cube of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5. So cube of 1, 2, 5. Which constructor it is matching? Second constructor. So 1 is given as length, 2 is given as width, 5 is given as height. Now we are defining one more object. Cube OB2 is equal to new cube of 5. So which constructor it is matching? The third one it is matching. So length is equal to, it is going to call the third constructor, it is going to match length is equal to width is equal to height is equal to L. What is the value L? 5. So this is how constructor overloading is called. Which one is matching? According to, whenever we are calling the object, whenever we are defining the object, whatever we define here, according to the matching, the constructor is going to be called. Now after that, OB dot volume of, it is going to give OB, what are the instance variables? Length, width and height, 10, 10, 10. So volume is 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. What is the OB1 volume? Whenever you call the method volume of, what are the instance variables of OB1? 1, 2, 5. 5 to 10. So 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5. That is the volume of the volume it is going to give. What is the third one? OB2 dot volume of. See here. What is the volume OB2? What are the length, width and height values for OB2? 5, 5, 5. So 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. That is the output which we are going to get for these three values. So maybe you understand what's the use of constructor overloading. Constructor overloading is giving the chance for the programmer different ways to initialize our instance variables. That is the use of constructor overloading. It is providing us a chance to define different ways to initialize the instance variables. See, if the programmer is thinking about cube, he may give you input as cube is having only one value, side multiplied by side multiplied by side, because all three values are same. If he is thinking about cuboid, he is going to call like this 1, 2, 5, because cuboid is having length, width and height values. So that is why that is how it is providing different possibilities to assign instance variables. Hope you understand the use of constructor overloading. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.